Shoe butter, check. Butter movement, check. Shoe-partment, check. Let's roll. It's time to head back to the shoe-partment, and today we'll be dropping you that video in about 47 seconds time. But before I bring you the latest from Shoe Butter and the shoe-partment, let me just quickly point to this. Bing! There is now a playlist for all things butter movement and shoe butter on my channel, so if you want to check out more of that content, please do, including that video that tries to explain how I see the tie-up between the Tokyo Butter 23 channel and shoe butter. Also, please watch for as long as possible. Subscribers are going up and up and up, which is great, but view time. I'm struggling with my view time a little bit. It's sort of lagging behind subscribers, view time. So if you could watch for as long as possible, I'd truly appreciate that, and I'm sure Shoe Butter would too. So if you could, please do that. Check out that playlist. Check out any content that I'm dropping. Thanks for your support, and definitely hit us up with comments down below. Last week we got a ton of comments from people saying things that they wanted to see, requests of particular shoes from the shoe-partment. If you have a request, make sure you drop it down below, and I will make sure that goes to Shoe Butter, and hopefully we'll build that into a video real soon. So without further ado, I think that was probably more than 47 seconds, but I don't mind. I hope you don't mind too. But it's time for the second time this year since Butter Movement 2.0, since Phase 2, since the rebirth, since the comeback, whatever you want to call it. It's time for video number 2 from the shoe-partment. So without further ado, let's hand it over to Shoe Butter.
All right, guys, so we're going to take a look today at, stubbed my toe, at some of the Jordan 4s in my collection. Take a closer look. So we got the Eminem 4, but actually, you know what, I'll just take each of these out individually and we will go through them. But make sure you give this a thumbs up and subscribe to Doug's channel. When we get to around 2,500, we got a really big surprise, 2,500 subscribers. So let's take a closer look. So this year's been a lot of some of the craziest Jordan 4s have come out, and I've been out of the buying game for the last couple of years. So I actually haven't gotten some of the new Jordan 4s, but I'll give you guys a look in this video, and probably either the next one or the one after that, at some of my Jordan 4s that I've got that are pretty rare and unique. So this is a Marquette PE. This was made for the Marquette basketball team. A lot of the universities, the big ones like Georgetown and Oregon, get some of the coolest Jordan 4 colorways, and this is certainly one of them. This shoe here is actually not that difficult to acquire. It's just expensive, but they seem to have a lot of them floating around. It's not one of those unicorns that you can't get your hands on. But I've seen it go as high as like $4,000 or $5,000 for a pair, depending on the size. Now I wear a size 15 or 16, so often I can get it cheaper, and often it's just priced even more ridiculously. But yeah, that's the Marquette 4. So this is the Eminem 4. Certainly needs no introduction at all. Give you guys a little bit of a fun fact. When I was big time, actually it's probably still on my Instagram somewhere, but I wore this shoe and I was running on that treadmill right there, and I did it for just to try to get attention and to go viral. And the back of the jump man there fucking broke right on his dick line. And anyways, it ended up being quite an expensive little video. Now this is a size 14. I have a feeling that this was actually the shoe that was sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. It was touched up on one of those sneaker video reviews where the guy actually had this shoe and sort of painted it and touched it up and made it look a little bit cleaner and fresher. I guess it brought it back to life a little bit. So this one's in pretty good shape. It's been, I don't know if you'd call it restored. That's probably not the right word. Someone will know, but yeah, that's the Eminem 4, the original Eminem 4. We've got the newer released Eminem 4. This is called the Carhartt. Now it's interesting, when this came out, this is another, that's funny. For any of you guys OG butter members, that is actually butter on the bottom of the shoe. I haven't washed that since the last time we made a video with this, and there's some butter residue on this Eminem 4. But so the Carhartt, interestingly enough, is there's the Carhartt logo in there. So I was like, oh man, shit, like I wanna you know, buy some Carhartt stuff. Like, you know, that's got to be some pretty fucking great clothes. And I remember my dad's an old logger, he's a faller. He's like, why the fuck would you want to wear Carhartt? Like, that's fucking, it's not, you know, trendy or fucking, you know, that's like lumberjack wear that we'd wear out in the bush so you wouldn't catch on fire when you're revving up your chainsaw. And so I looked at it, and the only place in Vancouver at the time that sold it was literally this like store that specialized in selling like rescue equipment and stuff like that. So anyways, that's the Eminem Carhartt 4. This is the Undefeated 4 unique pair. When I bought this, there's so that's a little stamp of the actual Undefeated logo there. And when I bought this, there's a couple of crazy stories that went around it that this was Jordan's personal pair, blah, 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 blah. I actually don't know enough about this pair to really confirm or deny that. But it was a story that I was told that he saw this, wanted it, had the pair made, the logo was emblazoned or burnt in on the side for him. This is, I believe, a size 13 and a half and a 13 on the other shoe. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, it's a unique sort of story, unique shoe. This comes off. I'm not going to pull it off because it's such an old shoe. You can see it's fogging up in there. So this shoe's dead, basically. It's not, you can't wear this anymore. It would just crumble apart. As you can even see there, it's starting to crumble already. So this is kind of like a very expensive artifact. All right, so now we've got a Georgetown 4. Jordan has a lot of history with Georgetown. When Ewing was playing for them, there's some iconic games, but there's the Hoyas logo there. It's got that Hoya colorway all throughout. And probably one of my favorite of my Jordan 4s that I got. I said earlier that the Marquette was a really easy Jordan to get. This was actually really tough for me to find. Maybe it's different now, but I ended up paying, I think, around $6,000 for this because I just could not find it my size. This is a size 16. And it was just a shoe that was like super freaking difficult for me to get. So when it came up, I just, you know, had to pull the trigger on it because at the time I was buying everything. And it was just something I wanted in the collection, but definitely the most difficult university PE that I have in my collection to find, at least. So this is the Oregon 4. Again, I think when you first start collecting sneakers and getting into it, this is a shoe that every sneakerhead wants to have on their list. It's kind of like the first PE that people get is usually this. You know, again, I've seen it going for a few $100, $400 or $500, in some cases up to a few thousand. I think around the $1,000 mark was what I paid for this one in a size 15, but very easy shoe to get. Again, it's just about finding the right source and the right supplier. And again, it's sort of the first Jordan 4 iconic, you know, PE that's out there that kind of when you're first wanting to stunt on the gram, you might buy yourself one of these and put up. So that's the Jordan 4 Oregon. And we'll actually do a little unboxing video of this one. This was probably one of the last shoes. No, that's not true. But one of the last shoes I bought. And I ended up buying 2 of them by accident. I hit the button twice on StockX at the time I was buying through them. And this is the cause. So we'll unbox this baby right now for you guys because I actually haven't even opened it. But, sorry, the Goat app, I bought it off of. There you go. So put that back up. I think there's that there. There. And here is what we're looking at, and that's a size 14. So I'm gonna let someone else explain the. That's actually a really, of all the Jordan 4s, that's the heaviest by like a landslide. But beautiful little logo there on the key tag thing. It's quite nice, and just a unique material with a unique design throughout it. So underneath. But yeah, guys, that's the my Jordan 4 collection. And so give this a thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe to the Tokyo Better 23. I'm going to be putting together a lot of videos. We'll try to drop at least one a week of content like this, and we'll slowly start working our way through the shoe-partment to see what else we can unearth that is of the grail fashion. But And there's my brother there showing off his turtle doves. So talk to you guys soon. Later.